Hello, and welcome to my Fire Emblem 9 Path of Radiance 100% gross low turn count playthrough. I'm your host Typhoon Carter. Today we bring to you Chapter 15, and Chapter 15, it's a desert map. Desert maps are a staple in the Fire Emblem series. Almost every game usually has a desert map of some kind. And desert terrain, much like most Fire Emblem games, magic units are not really slowed down by them, and cavalry, or in particular horseback units, are severely slowed down. Here we make a Steel Lance Forge because it's a kill boss map, and we're making this forge for Marcia to use, and it has maxed out strength and just some extra hit because we have money to spare, so that Marcia has just enough to reliably one round KO the upcoming boss of this chapter, thanks to her new promotion. So it was important that we had Marcia promoted, which was the other reason why. And there's also a unit that we can recruit, although the way to recruit him, you have to stand on a particular desert tile with Lethe and Mordecai. The average player on their first playthrough will most likely not get him. And if you step on said tile with any other character, then that character will just give the Vicati and leave, pretty much. So it has to be Lethe or Mordecai. And Joe's going to be pretty handy for this upcoming chapter. Now, Lagu's beast units are not slowed down as badly by the desert terrain compared to other units. Most our foot units, like Ike, Boyd, and our horseback, are basically going to be useless for this chapter. And there's also plenty of desert items to grab here. One of them is the boots, so we're deploying bulk, and we're also bringing Soph in here for some action. Now, all the enemies here are pretty much Lagus, and we basically have to not kill any of them in order to get all the bonus experience that we get. So basically we can't be racist here. Now Joe's gonna be handy here because of the fact that she can actually rescue Lethe, so we'll be able to recruit one of these characters. And Marcia, we're having her unequipped so that she doesn't accidentally kill anybody. And here Mordecai needs to smite Joe, and it was important that Joe did not promote at this point because otherwise Mordecai would not be able to smite her, and we need her to carry Lethe across the map so that we can get to that one spot. And some of the notable desert items here includes a guard manual, obviously the aforementioned boots, and also the white gem, and Physic, which Folk just got. Soph here, we're having him go left because there's the least amount of enemy Lagus that are transformed that he'll have to face. So we want to keep Soph from fighting for the most part. And here you can see that some of the enemies have transformed. And as I mentioned before, Lagus in this game have varying starting gauges. So some might transform on turn 1, some turn 2, some on turn 3, etc. And here Marcia is so beefed up that like the enemies here do no damage. Joe, we kept the Lagus guard that she came with equipped so that she can cut the damage she receives in half, because this helps her durability a little bit. And here Ike got hit, and we're having Mist and Soren once again grind staff EXP. And Ike's going to attack this Lagus again, but we're not going to kill it, which is the important part. Unfortunately, Ike has some crit on this Lagus, so it's rather unfortunate that there's a slight chance that he could crit the enemy and kill them, which would screw things up. Evoke here, we're having him walk towards where the boots will be located. And Jill, we're unequipping her and dropping Lethe. This is so that we can manipulate some of the AI. This is movement. And Volk looks like he's in a bit of danger of where he is, but this is where his shade skill comes in handy, as it will actually limit the amount of enemies he fights. And Riss here looks like he's in danger, but that Laguz near him isn't ready to transform, and the good thing is Laguz can't really transform and fight, or at least when they're untransformed they can't really fight. So that's real handy, and then we get a Silver Blade that's just some extra money, more or less. And here, the only reason that Tiger attacked Volk was because there was no other enemy they could attack. And we're gonna watch Shade come in real handy here, as that Raven Laguz could have killed Volk, but they went for Joe instead, which is why we had her unequipped in order to manipulate the AI a bit. And Shade unfortunately doesn't always work consistently. The downside is that for non-thief units, the rate which you get the desert item is basically skill +1. But most of the items that we need to get, we're using our thieves in order to guarantee it and not rely on RNG. And here Miss heals Soren, and Soren was also unequipped so that we can do some extra healing and also avoid killing enemies, except for the boss, because of the objective of this map. And here Volk, we just have him attack just for some nice EXP, because we know he won't kill, and also because he'll get us the boots, which will go to Marcia. Here we recruit Stefan. Stefan is basically a pre-promoted sword master with endgame worthy bases. And Stefan also got the white gem, which he had about a 28% chance of getting. So, which is one of the more reliable non-thieves for grabbing desert items. And Boyd here I was hoping to get some extra EXP, but then Boyd became too powerful. So that's rather unfortunate, and Karen and Titania, they aren't really doing anything, they're just there so that they could get supports. And as I'm showing here, Marcia has enough to kill Morim, but before I do that, I tried to have Joe get a little bit of EXP, and the other thing was that I tried to get the statue frag, but the statue frag isn't really mandatory. So unfortunately she couldn't quite get it there, and we're just gonna finish this map off by killing, or one round KOing War Room with Marcia with her Steel Lance Forge that we made this chapter. And that is chapter 15 cleared in 3 turns. I will see you guys next time for chapter 16. Bye bye.